There's a new slicer called the list slicer. My first thought was, did we just got a new slicer a few months ago? Well, apparently there's a need for even more slicers. So let's have a look what new features it brings to the table and what is so special about it and how we can use it to improve the user experience of our Power BI reports. Now, first of all, we need to make sure that you can actually see and use that new list slicer visual. For that, we need to be on the October 24 version or later, and under preview features, if you go to settings, here you need to make sure that the list slicer visual is selected. All right, and now you should be able to see that new list slicer popping up in the slicer group. All right, now let's try it out. And I'm going to place it here on the left-hand side. Let's resize it just like this. And let's add a field that we're going to use as a filter. So over here we have countries, and there you go. Now, the first thing that you probably notice is that we have these little selection icons on the left-hand side of the item names, something that I guess a lot of people are going to be happy with. Now, it looks already quite okay, but let's also explore the formatting options that we have for this new list slicer. So I'm going to go here to formatting options. And here in the formatting settings, we have a lot of options to make this list slicer look even better. Now, let's go here to shape. And then instead of a rectangle, go for a rounded rectangle. And let me put the rounding of the corners to 10 pixels. And then we can go on to layout. And here we can decide how many buttons do we actually want to show. So if we put this to 4, then you will see we get a scroll bar there on the right-hand side. And then another toggle that we find here is, do we want to have a fixed number of buttons? Well, if I turn this off, then the max buttons that show goes to auto. And then we find here also indentation and reverse the indentation. Now this will become relevant a little bit later. Now let's ignore it for the time being. And then we have overflow, which means if we have more items than buttons that are currently showing. Now for that we need to put the max buttons again to a number lower than 5. So for example 4. And now I was actually expecting that this would automatically turn to on again. Bit confusing. All right. Now here you see we have now a scroll bar. And here on the overflow, we can change that from a continuous scroll to paginated, which means you get that little arrow button there at the bottom to go to the next page. Now, I like continuous scroll a little bit more in this case, so I'm going to put it back. All right. And the max buttons, let's put it back to 5. And just because it bothers me, I'm going to turn this one back to on. Good, then we have the callout values. Now here we have default, hover, press, selected, which you probably already know, but there's also a new state called mixed, which will become relevant a little bit later. All right, so for now, I'm just going to ignore that. Now let's collapse the values and go to the next one, which is background. But background is grayed out, meaning we cannot make changes there. And first I thought it was because of some other formatting settings that I did, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It was always disabled. So I guess it's because it's still in the preview and it's probably coming soon. All right, now I'm going to close the callout values. Then here we have a new one, selection icon. Now that is the icon that shows there in front, and that one we can actually change. We can change the color, so I can change this to dark blue. We can play around with the transparency. We can change it for different states, so that's also nice. And over here on the layout, we find the size. So I can, for example, make these icons also smaller. And we can change the position from left to right, up and down, and we have full control. We can even say whether it should overlay or not. So meaning if I would have these icons on the left-hand side and I turn this on, then the callout values go over it. All right, now in this case, that doesn't look amazing, right? So I'm going to turn overlay off. I guess what would be nice is if we could choose the icon that shows and maybe to have some conditional formatting options there for color. Now, one important thing to note is that now it shows as circles, but if we would go back to slicer settings and turn off single select, then you see then we get these square boxes. So I guess that Microsoft, the Power BI development team, kind of wants to force that association that circles mean single select and squares means multi-select. All right, I guess that idea is good, but I would like to have full freedom what icon shows. All right, and then last but not least, there we have the buttons with all of these options that we already know from the new slicer visual, like border, fill, shadow, glow, accent bars, that we can add to the buttons. All right, that's all good, but all of these formatting options feel super familiar from that other new slicer visual, right? So let's put the two next to one another. So I'm going to create a copy of this. So Control C, Control V. All right. And the other one I'm going to put here at the bottom. And now they are filtering each other. So here in the format, I'm going to go to edit interactions and then turn the interactions between them off. So over here, select the slicer and then turn off the interactions. And then over here at the top, we can turn off the edit interactions settings. All right, good. So now they don't respond to one another. Now I'm going to go to that second one and I'm going to change it to that old new slicer visual. Now here you see we also have buttons, but the buttons can be next to one another horizontally. And with the list slicer, we don't have that freedom, right? There we can only put them as a list that goes down. All right, so that is already one important difference. Now, if I go here to the formatting options for that new slicer, right, the older one, and then we can go here to layout, and then here we can change the arrangement to a single column. And that looks pretty similar. The only difference is that here for that list slicer, we have these icons. But also for that new slicer visual. If we go down, well, selection icon, well, by default it's turned off here, but we can also add it. And now it's almost the same. So that then probably makes you wonder, what is then the point of that list slicer? So I'm just going to open the formatting options like this, right? And now switch back and forth between them. So over here I have the new slicer visual selected, and now I'm going to select the new list slicer visual. And everything more or less stays the same. Well, one thing was disappearing. What is that? That is the images. Okay, so with the list slicer, we cannot add images. All right, so they took the images out, and on the layout, we can only put the buttons vertically from one another. So we have a stripped down version of the new slicer visual, which got presented to us as the list slicer. All right, so what's the whole point of that new list slicer visual? Well, it does bring one extra feature, and that is how it deals with hierarchies. Now let me show you. Let me remove that new slicer visual at the bottom, then go back to my list slicer. And here we can add an extra field on the field drop zone. All right, so above country, I also want to have region. Now I want it to be the other way around, so let me take country and put it below region. And now we have a hierarchy structure for a slicer, which is not possible with that new slicer visual, meaning we have the regions here at the top, and we can open up, expand to the next level where we have the countries. All right, and now probably some of those formatting features start to make sense that we have seen before, right? So here, let me first make a selection. So if I select the top level, everything is black, all right? If I select one of the countries, you see this one is dark black, Germany, but the top level has a different fill color, all right? Now, if we go back to formatting and then go to buttons, then here we have that mixed state. And that is what it's referring to, right? So if I change the fill color from dark gray to, let's say, light blue, then you see that top level gets a blue fill color when we have a mixed selection in the level below it. So I would expect when we then select France that, well, it would not be blue. Okay, it's still blue. That's a bit strange, right? Because if I would just select Europe, then everything below it is selected. So I think this is a bit confusing and probably needs to be fixed. All right. However, that is what the mixed state is referring to. Now let's go back to the formatting options, because here we have also a new section, expand and collapse icons. Now, again, we can do this for different states. Now let me just switch to the default state, and there you see we have the icon color that we can change, and we have here under layout the position, the size, which is all the same as we have for the selection icon. So that is nice that we can change this. Okay, so the difference of the list slicer is just that it lets us deal with hierarchies, and that new slicer from before doesn't. Okay, so as it's specialized on dealing with hierarchies, let's also see if it can deal with uneven hierarchies. So let me show you what I mean. Let's say in our country table, we have region, country, and city, but we only have the city level for the region Americas. For Europe, we don't, all right? So for Europe, we have only 2 levels. For Americas, we have 3 levels. Okay, now if I go back over here and add another level, so over here in the build panel, I'm going to add city. Then you will see for France and Germany, if I open it up, it shows us a blank. And that's exactly what I would not like to have, right? So a feature that I hope will still be added is that we can get rid of those items in an easy way. Now here for Americas, of course, there it does make sense, right? So if I would go here, open up Canada, then we find Ottawa, all right? So here I would like to see all 3 levels. And then if we go to Europe, there the blanks, they should disappear. Okay, so that doesn't seem to be possible yet. Now let me just take the city out again. All right. Okay, so now I was thinking, how am I going to use this new list slicer visual for my report? Now let's say I do have this need for a slicer with different levels. Then maybe we need 2 of them, or we have below it more slicers. Now let me just create a copy and let me put another one over here. And here I don't want to have country and region, but here I'm going to use year and quarter. Now ideally I do not want to have one here at the bottom and the other one there at the top, so let me make that adjustment. So I go back here to the top one and I just want to show 2 values. So I go here to layout and then fix the buttons to 2. All right, and then I can make this a little bit smaller, just like this. And then I take the other one and here we basically have the same, right? So I place this one closer. And then I also put the number of buttons to 2. And then we can resize. So this is probably how I would like to have it. But then if I open Europe, let's say, well, this gives me a very strange experience, right? So I don't see that many countries. So this is not ideal. Now, I would need to have more space then. But the thing is, if I add more space, then we have all of that weird blank space between the 2 slices. So that is also not a real option for me. Now, if I then go back to that list slicer, maybe we can fix it by turning fixed number of buttons off. Let's see what happens. Well, yeah, then it doesn't become readable. So that is also not a good option. So with that, I would never leave these list slicers here on the left-hand side unless this is the last slicer here at the bottom and I don't have anything else in that space. So otherwise, I would simply not go for that option because compare this to, well, just the old slicer visual, right? So if I go to the old slicer visual, now this is the list view of that old slicer, which is actually also not so bad. It's just the number of formatting options are too limited. But if I go here to slicer settings, what I would really want to have is not a list slicer, but like a drop-down option, right? So with a drop-down option, the drop-down goes and expands outside of the space for the visual. And that is an important feature if we are dealing with hierarchies, right? And I feel what this visual is focused on is dealing with hierarchies. Hierarchies, that means probably you're going to have many items, but you don't have the space for it. So then I would almost never use it because almost never I have enough space, right? So I would need to have this drop-down option. But yeah, it's called a list slicer, not a drop-down slicer. And this brings up the question, why do we actually have a new list slicer visual? Don't we just need it as we had it before in the old slicer, where we can go to slicer settings and change the style from a list to a drop-down, hopefully in the future, to a tiled version? I think it feels completely unnecessary to have a new visual that is almost one-to-one the same, just with one little extra feature for dealing with hierarchies. All right, so as you can hear, I'm probably not going to use it for many reports, at least not as it is now. However, I could imagine one interesting scenario. Let's say we have a line chart like this, and here on the side, there you could nicely integrate that new list slicer visual. Now, how? Because here we have space. We have vertical space. I know I'm not going to put anything here. Now let me switch to a version where I've already done that. Now here you see that list slicer visual. There's enough space below it. So that means if I expand the year to the quarter level, you see there's enough space. All right. That is the only scenario where I can actually imagine using it. So as you can see, I'm still a little bit skeptical of how I would be actually using that a new list slicer visual. And maybe they should also come up with a good naming for it. Seems like they also didn't figure it out entirely, because if I go here, still called list slicer tooltip. Okay, I guess that's a placeholder. And the other one, slicer new, maybe it should be referred to as button slicer or tiled slicer. So that probably would make sense. And well, the old slicer is still there, right? So I hope that we are not going to get like 2 other variations of slicers, because I think so far this could be easily integrated in just one new slicer visual, right? Now let me know what you think. What other features are you hoping for that they will add to the new slicer visuals, whether it's going to be one or multiple? Put it in the comment section below. And if you have a very good use case of that new list slicer visual, also let me know. Now, on the topic of slicers, if you want to watch more, then check out these videos over here. And if you want to build Power BI reports together with me, learn all of my tips and tricks, then check out my training over here. All right, now thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.